Welcome back to Main Event Mindset. It is Monday night. Raw just finished, so it's time to recap on everything that went down. If you are new here, we do wrestling related videos all the time. We also do recaps after every Monday Night Raw and every Friday Night SmackDown, so if that's something that you're interested in, definitely check out the channel and hit that subscribe button. This is the last Raw before WrestleMania 41, and we kicked it off with Gunther coming out to get interviewed by Michael Cole. Now, Michael Cole can only get about 1 to 2 questions out before Gunther just completely takes the microphone out of his hand and starts going off on a rant. This promo from Gunther was very good. It was honestly one of the better promos that I've seen him do, and he's not bad on the mic at all, so that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that this promo was very, very good. He addresses the fact that Jay says that he's no longer scared of Gunther, and Gunther calls his bluff. He's saying that Jay's full of crap. Gunther also goes on to say that he is the greatest thing that has happened to this company, and that 80% of his time being here, he has been champion, which is a fact. He also addresses people asking if he's lost control after what he did to Jimmy Uso. He solidifies that he is 100% in control and that he was in control when he was beating down Jimmy Uso. He also says that he enjoyed every second of it. This feud between Jimmy and Gunther has gotten really good the past couple weeks, and I'm just ready for this WrestleMania match at this point. Next up, we had the match between Liv Morgan and Bayley. This match was everything that you probably were expecting. It was a pretty good match. Liv Morgan had some good moments. Bayley had some good moments. There was a little bit of cheating, a little bit of help, exactly what you would have expected. There was a moment towards the finish of the match that Liv was getting pinned and Raquel put Liv's foot up on the rope so that she can get a rope break. At that point, Lyra Valkyrie went after Raquel. Raquel got taken out of the equation. Liv Morgan ends up going to hit Bayley with an oblivion, but Lyra actually ends up saving Bayley, and Bayley ends up coming up with the win. Next up, we had Rey Mysterio versus Julius Creed in his first match on Monday Night Raw. Of course, Rey Mysterio comes out with the LWO. Julius Creed came out with All American. This match was actually really good. It was a really good showing of Julius Creed and the talent that he's going to be bringing to Monday nights. But of course, there were some interferences. LWO and All American both interfered in this match, and they both ended up getting sent to the back. So now we get the fair fight between Rey Mysterio and Julius Creed. But of course, during the match, El Grande Americano comes out and interferes. Rey Mysterio got a roll-up pin, but Julius Creed kicked out. Rey Mysterio goes after El Grande Americano, and Rey Mysterio ends up getting the win. Now, during all that, outside the ring, El Grande Americano actually put the piece of metal back in his mask like he did last week and attacks Rey Mysterio after the match. The LWO came to try to help Rey out, but they ended up getting taken down as well. Next up, we have AJ Styles versus Karrion Kross. Karrion Kross got to bring back his old entrance from NXT, so that was pretty cool. The match was actually pretty good. I think Karrion Kross really stood out. I like the way that he was taunting AJ Styles throughout the whole match, but in the end, AJ comes out with the win. Now, after the match is over, Logan Paul's music hits and he ends up coming out to talk to AJ. He congratulates AJ Styles on the win, and then he shows a vignette of himself. Now, this was just your typical Logan Paul stuff. I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a YouTuber, I'm a wrestler, I'm a boxer, just saying all the things that he is. By the end of it all, he ends up making his way down to the ring, and Logan and Karrion end up attacking AJ. AJ ends up taking out Karrion Kross, but while he has his back turned, Logan sets up for the one punch. He ends up hitting AJ with it, and then he hits him with a pulverizer right afterwards. Next up, we had a promo from Jay Uso. Now, this promo was very different from the one that we got last week. This one was more like your normal Jay Uso type of stuff. There was a lot of one-liner sentences. There was a lot of yeets. He was standing on the announce table. It was a decent promo, but coming off of what happened last week in his promo, I think that you could definitely tell the difference. I really like Jay Uso when he's doing more stuff like he did last week and he's more serious, but I get it though. After that, we had a short backstage segment where the Judgment Day ended up attacking Braun Breaker. This was right before a match that was about to start between Penta and Finn Balor. So right after that backstage beatdown, the match starts, the Judgment Day comes out mid-match, and then Braun Breaker's music hits. We see the camera angle of Braun Breaker standing at the top of the ramp and Carlito standing in the exact same spot that he was in last week week when he took that incredible spear. So naturally, Carlito runs out of the way and he runs into the ring. Now Braun Breaker gets into the ring and he hits a double spear on Dom and Finn Balor. Next person that Braun's got in his sight is Penta, but Penta ends up reversing the spear by giving him a kick to the face. He gives Braun a Hurricane Rana, which ends up throwing him outside of the ring, and then Penta climbs up on the turnbuckle and jumps on top of Braun Breaker, Dominic Mysterio, and Carlito. I did notice that we got a camera angle of Finn Balor halfway up the ramp staring down Penta after he did that, and I think it's kind of funny how both times Finn Balor came out untouched. And finally, to finish off the show, we got the segment between Roman Reigns, Paul Heyman, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk. Now Paul Heyman was waiting for Roman Reigns to get to the arena the entire night. He wasn't answering his calls, and Paul Heyman was just in the back worrying. By the end of the night, we get a look at Paul Heyman in the back once more, sitting down waiting for Roman, and CM Punk ends up showing up. Now the two share some words and CM Punk puts his arm around Paul, and Roman's car pulls up right as that happens. So Roman gets out of the car and that is the first thing that he sees. So of course Paul Heyman jumps up and runs over to Roman. Roman ignores Paul Heyman and makes his way through Gorilla and starts to make his way towards the ring. Now this promo starts off by Roman telling Paul Heyman that he betrayed him, and Paul Heyman tries to fight his case on it. And Paul Heyman says that it wasn't a betrayal. He said that he's paying back a favor that he owed. But Roman makes a good point and says that he never asked for help at War Games, so he doesn't need to cover the tab for Paul Heyman's favor. At this point, Seth Rollins' music hits, and Seth Rollins says that the winner of this match determines the future of the WWE. He then goes on to explain that it can't be Roman because Roman only shows up when it's convenient, and it can't be Punk because Punk could just pick up his ball and walk away like he did the last time. He also says that with both of those choices, that the business will die. Seth Rollins also points out to Roman Reigns that Paul Heyman made a choice to be with CM Punk at WrestleMania. Roman Reigns agrees that Paul Heyman did make his choice, and Roman says that he's made his choice as well. Roman then attacks Seth Rollins, which then leads Seth Rollins to be thrown out of the ring, but then Roman Reigns turns around and he does the unthinkable and he pushes Paul Heyman on the floor. And as you can expect, CM Punk's music hits and he runs down to save Paul Heyman. Punk ends up knocking Roman Reigns out of the ring, and when he goes to check on Paul Heyman, Roman sneaks his way back into the ring, and when Punk turns around, he hits him with a spear. When Roman Reigns gets back up, he's looking around, he's looking at Paul Heyman, and from behind, here comes Seth Rollins with a steel chair. And I love the way that they filmed this because they filmed this just at the same angle that they did it when the Shield broke up. He hits Roman with the chair, Roman goes down, Seth hits Roman and CM Punk with a curb stomp, and the show ends with Seth Rollins looking at Paul Heyman while holding the steel chair. Overall, pretty good show tonight. I'm not mad at it. It just makes me more excited for this weekend, and I cannot wait. Let me know down in the comments what you thought of Raw if you watched it tonight, and stay tuned this whole week because we got content coming out all week for WrestleMania. But on that note, I'll see you in the next one. I'm out of here. Yeet.